Hey, Darnell, how you doing?
Good to
Sorry, I
see
got
you.
to go on my phone.
Awesome, no problem. All right, Mike, thanks for hopping on. Pretty much, can I just have you introduce yourself, your background, and we'll just go from there.
Sure. My name is Mike Hirahara. I'm a self-employed businessman. I own a trophy shop. I've been doing it for probably close to about 40 years. Uh, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I have a wife, two kids who come to work with me every day. So,
Awesome. Where are you from, by the way? Cali or?
yeah, Callie, I'm in the South Bay area in Torrance.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I guess, what was your experience in trading? Were you experienced at all? Did you do any stocks, equities,
You know,
options, anything like that?
I no, I had a couple of friends take me to a class. They were doing options, puts and calls, and to be honest, I was kind of like, I don't get it. It wasn't working for me. And plus, I've always been told don't invest in the stock market. From my peers, from my elders, and so I've always had that mindset. Now I don't want to take a gamble. It's gambling, and pretty much that's where I don't have that investment knowledge and uh, listening to you on Facebook, looking at the YouTubes, I figure what more can I lose if I just dove in and see what you have to offer and just just the way you were teaching and the way people were talking, it kind of made it felt comfortable. I wasn't pressured or but I figured, you know what? Why not give it a shot? And that's why I'm here talking with you. And um, it's been a wild experience because uh, learning something that I thought I couldn't learn, I'm learning. And having that no fear investment is tough because every time I put my money down, I get a lot of anxiety. I start checking the stocks every 5 minutes, every half hour. I'm like, oh my God, it went down. Oh my God, it's going up. What should I do? And it's just to a point where that's where I have to teach myself to be calm, listen to what you preach and practice every day, uh, as far as investment and life in general. And, you know, just don't get overly excited, and this is something new to me. And it just taking your classes and listening to the things that you have to say, you constantly repeat everything that we should be doing every day. Just do your technicals, you know, check, do due diligence on your homework and feel confident
100%.
and know what you're investing because I mean I could sit there and says, oh yeah, Darnold says this, oh Darnold says that, but I'm not really learning. I'm just copying from you. But you know, I want to grow and I want to learn more. And so every day is always a challenge. I get into a stock and I'm like, man, I don't know if I did the right moves. But every time I listen to you, you said, look, even if you made a bad investment, it's not bad. It's as long as you're in there to weather it and go for it, for the long run, you're not going to lose. But a lot of people tend to, I mean, friends of mine tend to just jump off the boat and says, man, I lost a buttload of money. No, not knowing what they invested and how they invested. So yeah,
Yeah, pretty much what I've been telling you and a lot of the students, right? Like you're buying into solid fundamental companies. And for us,
right.
we're buying companies at great discounts, right? We're waiting for like huge retracements around like 50 to 60% or even
Yeah,
78%.
yeah,
And on top of
yeah,
that, we've done our due diligence, understanding where this company should be valued at. And it's just a
right,
matter of time, right? So it's like
right.
a lot of people don't really understand a lot about the psychology of the market where there's market makers really trying to capitulate you, got to hunt your stop losses, get you out of your position, only for you to find out a day later, a week later, a month later that you would have made a significant amount of money. So that's a good value or valuable lesson that you're able to pretty much attain just from this program, I guess.
Oh, this your program is pretty awesome. I mean, it's humbling because it's not like, you take a class and they tell you, okay, I'm going to teach you how to make money. Great. So I'm waiting and they just keep teaching. I don't even know what they're talking about. Just like gibberish. I'm thinking, okay, so how do we go? Okay, so we have a next level. Like, okay, so every level costs something. And I feel like this is not for me because I'm not getting the benefit that I thought I was getting. But in your course, it's not only just benefiting from things that I'm learning from you, you're also saying, hey, look, I've got this stock, da 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 da, and people are jumping in. I'm like, wow, this is pretty amazing. You're not selfish, in other words, you're being you're saying, hey, I think this stock is great, try it out, and when people ask you how much should I put in what you could afford, not put in your whole life savings and then hope to God you're going to make a buttload of money. It doesn't work that way. It's patience, right? And it's something that I'm learning more and more every time I listen to you. Even my wife, I'm having my wife learn from it too, because I figured, what happens if something happens to me, because I'm the breadwinner of this family, but if something happens, what is she going to do? I don't want her working at a 9 to 5 job. I'd rather her work 9 to 5 doing this, and learning from it. So
Yep. You're only
yeah,
limited so much working a 9 to 5, right? You only
right,
have so much time in a day. So it's
right.
more about knowing these skills to pretty much multiply your wealth, other than just relying on a job that can pretty much just fire you at any moment if you're working a 9 to 5, or you don't know how good your business is gonna be going in the near future and so forth, right?
Oh yeah, I that's what I always worry, and that was something that I was really willing to jump in with 2 feet to say, hey, this is what I want to do. Um, but I'm so happy that I jumped 2 feet in. I mean, jumped into the pool to meet you, because without it, I'd still be searching and thinking, everyone says, I can make you money. I can make you six figures. I'm like, man, I work hard for just to make some money, but they make it like it's so easy, and nothing's easy. If that was the case, everybody would be doing it and they wouldn't be taking your class, right? I mean, that's the way. And then I think the key point that really hit me is when you said how much interest we make in our bank account. I mean, every time I get my statement, I'm like, Jesus Christ, 0.01% using my money, and you say, hey, who's going to make 2 to 3% on a stock if it's a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month? You're still ahead of the game, even if it takes you that long. But the whole point is, it's patience and learning to build that wealth. I mean, people envy, like, well, Darnold's a million, he puts in 600 grand. I said, well, yeah, because he worked hard for it. That's why he's teaching us how to do it. Not envy what he has and say, hey, Darnold, how can I make $600,000 or 60,000 in one month, or one run? You said it doesn't happen that way.
Takes time.
Seriously.
Yeah. No one knew the struggle that I had to go through, all the compounding that I had to do over the years. It took a lot, a
Yeah.
lot of work, but that's pretty much why I wanted to create this whole thing for you guys, right? Like I
Yeah.
know how you feel. I know how the majority of people feel working a job that a lot of people just don't like, or they want that financial freedom, that location freedom that I've
Right.
always looked for. And for me, I didn't grow up in like a wealthy family, so it's more of like I wanted to put people that were in that same like class as me to pretty much progress up in life, just the way I did.
Yeah, I mean, I come from a big family, and it's kind of like we the only thing we think about is how much money we want to make, and it's like, okay, to be honest, I wasn't taught how to make money. I was taught how to work hard and make the boss happy, and which is great, but after a while, it's like, that's why I opened up my own business. But even opening up my own business, it's a struggle. I mean, people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you're making money." I go, "Yeah, I'm making money to pay the rent, the electricity. I mean, everything." But at the end, it really doesn't show. I mean, yeah, I'm making more than what I would make if I had a 9 to 5 job. But I don't want to work like this every day. It's tough. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But
So
doing this is much better. I mean, I could spend a couple hours just looking and searching for, you know, what's that, stocks that are undervalued, and it's kind of fun because I'm learning from you. But taking your classes and listening every Thursday, it just, you keep doing it over and over. Technicals, the fundamentals. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing trying to figure out, where to put my byline or whatever, I get a little confused, but every time I watch, I'm like, oh, I see what he's doing. But it's just you just got to do it every day. You got to just practice, and that's why it took you this long to get where you're at, and I want to be right where you're at, however many years it takes. But I'm patient. I want to be patient and learn that if whatever I invest, it's just let it ride. Don't be greedy. If you see that you're making some money, just move on to the next one. So yeah,
There's abundance of opportunity in the stock market.
yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Mike, how much have you made so far since joining the program? How
So
long have you been
actually,
involved, first of all?
yeah, we made over 4,000, which is awesome for us with what we started. So it's like my wife and I are still learning. And when Eric had mentioned you want more time, I wish I could have every time with you, because just listening to you just motivates me to keep moving. I think if I just stopped, I think I would stop. I would say, you know what, I'm not gonna. It's too much work. But
Mhm.
every time we take your class every Thursday, we hear you talk, and it just motivates me. Yeah, you know what? If all these people are doing it, why can I do it? So that's why, he said, you want to take more course? Yeah, I want to. I want to keep going. I don't want to stop, because without your guidance, I don't want to quit.
Very
Seriously.
cool.
So yeah,
Don't quit when you're not with me, by the way. Like, I'm trying to like get you to a place where you're independent, you can do it yourself. Like
yeah,
how pretty much you want to put your wife in a situation like that where she can find
right,
valued stocks herself.
right, right.
Very, very flattering to hear.
Yeah,
Can you speak about it was 3 months, right? 3 months you were able to make
yeah,
$4,000. Very.
right, right.
Can you speak
Yeah.
about like the journey up to that 4,000? Was it how was it like in terms of holding these positions, the emotions that were involved, and so forth?
Yeah, when I first bought, Baba and, an Apple, and it was it was kind of scary, because I was thinking, God, I'm putting a lot of money down on these stocks. What if I lose it? And my fear was losing it or not making what I should be making, or my mindset was I want to make a lot, but at the end, it's like it was tough, because I want to be successful at this, but it's a first time go around with us. And when we started to see how you formulated things that in the course, it actually started to make a lot of sense. And it just, I think the key is I had to mindset myself to be, first, patient. Two, whatever I get into or I put in stocks, I need to not constantly look at the stock market, because that just puts a lot of stress.
Mhm.
If I look at it in the morning, probably during lunch and right before closing, just to see where it's at. And it was tough for that first 2 months. I mean, literally, it was like, oh my God, it's down. We're down 3%. We're down 5. Oh shoot, we're down 7%. What's going on? And was it a bad buy? But it was investing, but listening to you just kept us, okay. Got to stay patient. It's gonna do okay, and it did. It did do well, and we were able to see what or how it was working with your formulas, and just, yeah, it was just kind of common sense. You keep repeating things over and over in your courses, and that's what I need to do, is listen to what you're practicing, preaching, and then showing us. I mean, really, I mean, I don't know how you do it, but you're like, hey, do that. I'm like, how does he do it? That's pretty awesome. You call it, and it's true to what you say. I called it, and that's pretty awesome. And making that 4,000, it started to boost my confidence that, what, whether I make a little, 1%, 2%, 3%, I'm happy.
Exactly.
And it's constantly just growing that money little by little. And I think by growing, I can buy more and make it grow even faster, but I can't grow faster if I don't have it. So
Exactly.
that's probably, the number one issue is how do I feel comfortable first you got to see if it works, and it works. It really does, and it's just we're really excited. You know, scared but excited, but not so bad. It's becoming more comfortable. You know,
Big
so if I
time.
put it, if I make a wrong investment, it's not wrong. Like you said, just have to be patient and wait it out. It's gonna go up. These are stocks that are not going away. You know, like SQ, PayPal, all these big companies you keep mentioning. That's why I don't look at these stocks that I don't know. I mean, that are not in the S&P 500. Or if I say if I buy stuff. I mean, I use Square, I use PayPal in my store. I buy
Exactly.
stuff. I go with certain companies that I I'm going to buy, like Amazon, right? And these companies, because that's where they're making their money. I mean, those are the companies I should be investing in. Stores that I buy from. So yeah, but
Awesome.
it's been a wild ride. So it's been a fun ride too.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Honestly, would you recommend this program to anyone? Is there a certain population you recommend it to? Is there any thoughts you have on that?
You know, I have a business and I meet a lot of customers, and their issue is I hate my job. I want to do something else. It's something that I'd like to show them and tell them, but I need to show myself that
Mhm.
I'm just as successful as anybody else. Once I've complete, I would tell everybody, it's like, hey, you know, here's a class you should try. How much is it? I go, it's not about the cost, it's are you committed, And I said, reason why is this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing. Oh my God. You mean you can make that? I said, but it's not how fast you make them, it's learning how to work it, and make it happen. So
It's a repeatable system. Like it's a matter of skill at that point, right? Like once you continually compound your money, you grow your account to maybe 100,000 or so. Making a 1 to 2% on that is thousands of dollars that you're able to
yeah.
reproduce on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? So
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
power of this.
You've proven that to us in the class. I mean, even when people are posting their wins, I'm like, wow. I mean, I see some 2 to 3, but I see, 10, 15. I'm like, well, how are they doing it? And it's because they're learning how to be patient and work it. I forgot it was Ken or somebody's like he's posting. I'm like, man, he's killing it. But I mean, that's a good feeling. So I want to be like that too. So I guess I just have to be a little bit more patient and not freak out like, oh my God, I'm making 3%. Maybe I'll, if I do my homework and due diligence, I won't feel like panicking to sell it right away. So, but yeah, it's been fun, really. It's just exciting because we've my wife and I have already made money. I mean, just if we didn't put that money, this is money that we were gonna put in the bank and just let it sit. And okay, we'll let it grow in the bank. And it's not gonna grow. I mean, I get my statements, it's like pennies. I'm like, this is a joke. So
Yeah,
yeah,
very nice, very nice.
yeah.
You sort of speak just any closing thoughts that you have about this program, anything you want to say?
If I think taking learning how to invest in stocks is a misconception of having fear, which is not. I think just learning how to invest the right way, as far as like having knowledge and knowing that investing, as a part time or full time or whatever, I think it's something that everybody should be doing. I mean, literally everybody should be doing because, I mean, again, like you said, I put my money in the bank and they're using my money to invest in stocks. Why can't I do it? So,
Exactly.
I mean, I might as well just take all my money out and just invest it and make 2 to 3%, you know, moving
Exactly.
forward, which I plan to do. I plan to get out of the bank because it's right now it's sitting in the bank and it's kind of a joke. I should be using that to further my my growth,
Hmm.
and making money, not, thinking, oh,
Money to inflation, essentially. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But it's something that I'm very thankful that I was able to, you know, joined this group. You know, you, you, as I would say, you practice what you preach and you do it well. I mean, seriously, you don't you don't beat around the bush. You're very honest. You tell people this is the way it is. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you don't do it, it ain't going to happen. If you
Mhm.
do it and you work hard at it, results will show. So that's I think that's something that we all should be thinking. You know, it's just totally awesome. Again, I don't know. I mean, there's so much I want to say, but this
Mhm.
class is right on. I mean, you're the man.
I
You are.
appreciate it so much. Thank you for all your kind words. Thanks for pretty much taking time out of your day to share your experience with everybody. But yeah, I'm excited for your future and I can't wait to pretty much be part of this journey with you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just it made me a happy camper. You know, it's that fear factor that I don't have anymore. So that's the beauty part. It's just yeah. I want to grow.
Let's
Yeah.
keep running. All right,
Yeah.
Mike.